Hello boys and girls, it's so lovely to be here today. I'm going to be reading you a story. I'm going to be reading from one of my favorite books from when I was little, and it's called Noddy, and this one is Noddy and the Aeroplane. Now Noddy is a series of books about a toy. Noddy is a toy and he lives in Toyland with a bunch of other toys. So there are teddy bears and there's a bumpy dog and he drives a wind-up car. And this book is about how one day Tubby Bear is helping him to clean his car, and he puts ginger beer in the petrol tank so the car stops working. So Mr. and Mrs. Tubby Bear's parents, buy Noddy an aeroplane so that he can use the aeroplane while his car is being fixed. So I'm going to read you a chapter from the book, chapter 6, which is all about how Noddy has now learned how to fly his aeroplane. And there's lots and lots of chapters in the book. When I was little, my mommy used to read me one chapter every night as a bedtime story, and there are 25 Noddy books that we had, so we read lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Noddy books. Noddy has learned to fly. Noddy and Big Ears, followed by quite a number of other people and a very excited bumpy dog, went along to the police station. Mr. Plod listened to the sad story of Noddy's car being filled with ginger beer by naughty little Tubby. Tubby, who had come to the police station too, slipped off very quietly. He was afraid he would be scolded by Mr. Plod. "Now you listen to me, Mr. Plod," said Big Ears. "Mr. and Mrs. Tubby Bear got this aeroplane for Noddy, and they want him to use it until his car's mended. It's their way of making up for all the trouble Tubby's caused. So just be sensible and kind and give Noddy permission to use it to take people around until his car's ready again." "Yes, tell him he can use it," shouted everyone who was listening. "Hurrah for little Noddy!"
"Oh, very well," said Mr. Plod. "But if you so much as touch a chimney pot, Noddy, or land where you shouldn't, I will be after you and I'll lock you and your aeroplane up."
"You do sound cross, Mr. Plod," said Noddy. "Are you sure you won't come for a ride in my plane with me? You'll feel better then." But Mr. Plod wouldn't, and Noddy and Big Ears went out of the police station. "He's a horrid old grumpy," said Noddy. "I've a good mind to knock his chimney right off his roof. Bang, bang!" "Now, don't talk like that, Noddy, or you won't keep your aeroplane for long," said Big Ears. "I'll take you up for one more lesson. Then you'll be able to fly without me." "Oh, I could have flown without you all along," boasted Noddy. "If you talk like that, you'll get swollen-headed and make the aeroplane overbalance," said Big Ears. "Swollen heads are very bad in aeroplanes. Now hurry along." Well, soon Noddy could fly the aeroplane just as well as he could drive his car. The only trouble was so many birds kept coming to see the plane that they kept getting in Noddy's way. He decided to fly down to the garage and landed beautifully just where his car was being mended. There it was, in a shed, half cleaned out already.
"Hello, your car's not ready yet," said the garage man in surprise.
"Hey, don't take its hooter! I'll just borrow it for a while. I'm flying an aeroplane at the moment," said Noddy proudly, "and the birds keep getting in my way. So I thought I'd get my hooter and warn them to move." Off he went with his hooter and fixed it to the side of the aeroplane. Now the birds would be safe. Bop, bop, bop! How surprised they were to hear a car's hooter in the sky! It wasn't very long before Noddy was almost as good at flying the aeroplane as Big Ears and the instructor. "I think we'll go back to my house for dinner," said Big Ears. "Let me fly the plane now, Noddy. There's a very nice hollyhock out in my garden, and my washing is on the line too. I don't want it spoiled, or the hollyhock knocked down." So Noddy and Big Ears changed places, and they rose into the air once more and flew off over the woods. When Big Ears saw the roof of his toadstool house, he began to go down, and then landed with a bit of a bump on the grass just beside the washing line. Noddy leapt out. He was so pleased with everything that had happened that day that he couldn't help dancing all over the little garden, singing at the top of his voice. "Oh, would you believe it? I've learned to fly. Up in the air I go. Oh, so high. Maybe I'll visit the moon and the sun, or land on a star. Wouldn't that be fun? I might find a rainbow, a glittering and bright, and bring it fine little song about flying, Noddy," said Big Ears, unpegging the clothes from his line. "Now, I'll just go and get some ham from my larder while you lay the table for me. We'll have a nice little dinner together." They soon had their dinner and talked about what Noddy was going to do with the plane. Noddy said he was going to fly over to Rocking Horse Town and have a ride on the horses, and go to Bouncing Ball Village and bring some nice balls back with him, and take Tessie Bear to Teddy Bear Town to visit her grandma and... "Stop, Noddy, you're making my ears ache," said Big Ears at last. "Where are you going to get the money to buy petrol for all of these wonderful journeys?" "Oh, I hadn't thought of that," said Noddy. "I must earn some money, or I won't be able to have anything to eat. Do you think people would like to go shopping in my plane? I'd be very careful with their parcels, and I'm sure I could land neatly just beside any shop." "Well, we'll put up a notice in the post office about you and your aeroplane," said Big Ears. "Do you think you could land your plane very carefully in the post office yard? You'll have to mind the sacks of letters waiting there to be collected. And watch out for the post office cat too. She'll be sitting near the sacks." Noddy was soon off in his plane, with Big Ears beside him. He flew slowly down into the post office yard, feeling very excited. "Gently, Noddy. Carefully now. Mind that pile of sacks. That's right. Bumpety bump. That was your wheels touching the ground. Now you're safely down." So he was, and everyone came rushing out of the post office to see the little plane. Postmen, dolls, teddy bears, a clockwork mouse, and lots of other toys. How excited they all were. And that's the end of chapter 6. I really hope that you guys enjoyed your story today, and please like this video and subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can check out our Junior Jive website for more information, and like our Facebook page, and I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Bye.